Hey, what's going on, drivers? Hey, listen, sitting out here on my back porch, man, just thinking about everything that's going on in the country, everything that's happening today up in D.C., everything that's going on in the movement with the trucking industry, the motor coach industry. I mean, they're doing big things. They're organized. They got things together. It's just kind of tough, man, to want to have things in order and have everyone to make the amount of money that they should make and bring home and support their families and their business, and to see a group come together like that video I sent today to all you guys on the motor coach industry. That just does something to me, man, that truck drivers aren't that way. I'll have 50 drivers fight me and argue with me about nonsense about me trying to get more money in their pockets or try to, make the industry better or fix regulations in the industry. And then the only thing you ever get drivers coming up with is, oh, well, they keep taking the cheap freight. You all taking cheap freight because you really don't know what the freight pays. You really, truly do not know what the freight pays. So where you're thinking you're making money, and I don't know of anyone who makes $2 a mile or whatever, or $2.50 or $3 a mile, and you think you're making money. If they're able to pay you $3 a mile, what do you think they're making? Again, man, I can't stress it anymore. I can't put it out there anymore about this industry and the kind of equipment that you're buying, and you're out here on the roads all day of the night and sitting in docks and not being paid. I was just speaking to someone on Messenger a minute ago, and as all you guys know, I drive charter buses part-time, and they sent me on a run from Edison, New Jersey to Allentown, Pennsylvania. That's like 70 miles. Man, that plane sounded kind of close. It's like 70 miles. So they told me to pick up the check for the bus that I was driving. And the guy wrote a check for $2,800 to go 70 miles. Now, mind you, I sat there for 6 hours, but it was 70 miles there and 70 miles back. So 140 miles for $2,800. But we'll drive for $2,800. You got to damn near drive to damn near California and back for $2,800 in the trucking industry, because the rates are so jacked up and everybody taking it all different prices and figures and all of that. And then, you'll get the smart guys that'll say, well, I'm making money. I'm running the slab. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I got a new truck, a new trailer. It's shiny. It's chromed out. It's piked out and all of this. But you won't have no money in your pockets. You think you're making money when you're really not. You run LTL freight, and the places that you go to, the places so small to get into or hard to get into, you're pulling tires off your trailer and damn near cutting front runners and everything like that, man. Again, it is what it is, and I don't know what it's gonna take for the majority of us to come together in the trucking industry to make this industry better, to make it be organized, to make it be or have a leader that's there to fight for us. Everyone in this trucking industry is a leader. Everyone in this trucking industry has to make it better. Everyone in this trucking industry has to be that finger that I'm always talking about, man, to make a fist. You guys are always divided, doing the Spock thing with the two fingers apart and can't make a fist, and downrating everybody else that tried to help somebody to ball a fist, to be that entity in this industry that can make things better. It's just frustrating, man. I swear it's frustrating as hell, or at least it is to me. I'm not used to losing on nothing, man. I'm not used to losing. I'm not used to losing. I'm not used to being on the short end of the stick. That's just not me. And it's like, you know, the average driver is, as long as I get mine, or I think I'm getting what I'm supposed to get, that's fine. Screw everybody else. I'll never understand it, man. I'll just never understand it. We need some winners in trucking. We need some absolute winners in trucking that's going to look out for their brothers and sisters, and that they're going to do the right thing all the time, even when somebody's not looking. Just amazing, man. Just amazing. Hey, listen, man, as I've always said, and I'll continue to say, this is what I love to do, man. This is my industry. And I'm going to do everything in my power to be that strongest finger in this fist to make this industry better, man. I'm gonna catch you guys down the road. I hope and pray that every one of y'all are safe and doing the right thing. I'm praying for the guys that are down there in Washington, D.C. that are out there. I was on that first wave when we convoyed into D.C. almost 2.5 weeks ago. And those guys are still standing strong down there, trying to make a positive light on this industry when everybody else is talking about them and saying that it does no good. But nobody is down there or doing anything to make the industry better other than hauling cheap ass freight right now. Because that's basically what everybody who's out here on the road doing right now, hauling cheap freight. Again, man, I'm gonna put this out there once more. I need to know if I could get 100 drivers to Bobtail up to Washington, D.C. from Bordentown, New Jersey. My plans are that everyone meet up at midnight on Thursday night. Or, I'm sorry, meet up at 11 o'clock on Thursday night, take off at 12 midnight, going up to D.C., arriving around 12, I meant to say 5:30, maybe 6 o'clock in the morning. Just when everybody is coming into town, and you got 100 trucks coming in there, man, shining, looking good, got their lights on, and everybody got their flags flying with their signs up on their trucks, letting everybody know that we're sick and tired of what's going on in this trucking industry. We're sick and tired of it, man. And it's time for us to get our share. You got buses up there asking for $15 billion, and we're asking that the brokers pay us. Something just don't sound right with that. Something just don't sound right with that. We're begging brokers to pay us our fair share, and you got the motor coach industry demanding from the U.S. government $15 billion. But they couldn't move those motor coaches without us. They couldn't get the parts to build those motor coaches without trucks. But we a ragtag bunch that's begging a broker to pay us for doing our job. Again, let me get back to this thing because I got sidetracked there. I'm calling for 100 or more Bobtail trucks up at Bordentown Petro by the Blue Beacon Truck Wash. I'm calling for 100 or more to convoy up to DC Thursday night into Friday morning, leaving at 12 midnight to head up to DC. I want to do it in 10 truck increments up to DC and just show our pride, man, and what we do, and try to put a positive light on this industry, man. If that's something that you would like to do, I need to have some form of commitment from you guys by messaging me on my page. If I don't get 100, man, it's pointless. It's a wash. It's a wash. Again, I put this out there the other day, and I didn't even get one person to call me back. Not one person hit me off to say, "Yeah, man, I'm willing to do that." So again, I'm gonna be waiting on the messages on my instant message. If I don't get 100, then it's a waste. It's a waste. So if you don't hear anything else after this, then that means that I couldn't get the 100 drivers to Bobtail up to DC to put light on our industry on how drivers are just being abused, man. $15 billion, and we're asking for brokers to pay us. Don't even sound right. All right, man, this is Trucker's Life. This is what I love to do. Y'all know what it is. Woo-woo.